2 years into my working world, working life, 9 to 5, 24, about to turn 25 soon. Pretty crazy. And I wanted to really dive in on something very niche or specific. Potentially, this is something you have experienced, or this is something you're yet to experience. But I'm just using work as an example because, number one, it's a recent example and it's something that I face every day, I guess. So that's why I'm using it. But, you know, I think this can be applied to anything, to be honest. It doesn't have to be work, it could be school, it could be university, whatever, college. The point is, something that's taking away or taking a lot of your time on a daily basis, that's what I'm referring to. And typically these things tend to be work and school for the most part. If you're not a student, it's work. And if you're not working yet, you're probably a student. So I have a YouTube channel, of course, you're watching this video. And I realized that one of the things that I definitely want out of life, and I've made it very clear to myself and to my goals, is to grow this YouTube channel and to have it basically replace my job, or like it's not necessarily even the job, it's just like it replaces the amount of time I'm doing now for something else, but purely for YouTube. So because I'm putting a lot of, I'm actually working 9 till 6 every day, but I'll go into why I work more than 8 hours. I actually work like close to 11, 12 sometimes. And yeah, the reason for that is I'll go into that for sure. But before I go into that, my point is about YouTube is it's something I'm very passionate about. It's something I really like doing every single day, and I would like to put that amount of hours, that 8 to 12 hours, into something I'm really, really keen on, which is YouTube. Right now, I'm not in a position I can do that because financially I won't be able to sustain myself. But that's okay. I have belief. I will stay consistent. I'll keep making these videos, and I'm very appreciative and grateful for all the support I normally get from the videos I post, from you specifically, saying like I should continue doing it and keep posting and stuff like that. It's very uplifting, and it's nice to see. The problem I'm kind of having at the moment is this. So when I first started working, I've been, like I said, 2 years into my working world, working life, into my career, I guess you could say. And it's been good. It's a different experience. It's well, my first experience, you could say. And it's basically just kind of working for an organization, helping them generate revenue, that kind of thing, right? Very, very sales oriented. But because of that reason, there's a lot of KPIs to hit. So if you don't know what KPI is, it stands for key performance indicator, and it just basically is like what you're expected to do every single month, for example. So if I was to give you in a gaming context, because I always gamify these things, I always gamify work and I gamify life. For me, when I put my work hat on in the morning and I go into work, it's like me putting in the CD into the PlayStation and loading up that game. And basically each month we have these metrics that we have to hit, the KPIs. So I'm supposed to hit like a specific number in order for them to be like, okay, cool, check, you're doing good, you're hitting your target, nice. And then yeah, we go, resets back to 0 and we go again. So it's that kind of thing. So at the start, I would say I was pretty average. Like I didn't really have this mindset where I kind of gamified everything, and I wasn't posting on YouTube on this channel because it didn't exist. And as such, I'd say I was just slightly above average. I wasn't like crazy good at the job. I was keen. I was willing to learn. I had the same kind of traits that I have now that I speak about. to a very lesser extent. But I was putting in some work, but I wasn't really putting in above and beyond that kind of stuff. Church bells, 9 o'clock. Oh, just I can just say church bells. It's kind of cool. And then yeah, it was only until last year, until around August, and in a lot of my videos I refer to this as like a very big turning point in my life where I understood discipline. I learned about myself, and I just ended up thinking, if I put a lot of hours into something, and I could see a lot of progress. And honestly, the last couple of months have really changed my life in the working world context. I went from being average to now being a well, I just hit the milestone of being like the top of the company for this year, 2024 so far. And it's really like impressive. I've gotten amazing opportunities, people from higher up positions taking me to dinner, and things like, people coming up to me and asking me for advice, whereas I used to ask the people that I was inspired by for their advice. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, it's more like kind of ego driven, I'd say, but it's nice, right? It's nice. Like it's kind of like you put in a lot of work, you put in hard work, and it just showed. And yeah, it only took me like 4 months, 3, 4 months, and I saw some good benefits. And now now I'm established basically in that organization. But then there came a cost, and the cost was, initially I was putting a lot of effort into YouTube, and because I was putting a lot of effort into YouTube, and I wasn't. This is for my main channel, by the way. And then I wasn't really seeing much progress there. And then when I started putting in more of my time and hours into my organization and into my work, I then naturally only had a limited hours left to put into YouTube. With YouTube, right, this is the problem. I wake up at 6 a.m. and get ready, head to the train station around 7:30. I take the train, and I get into work. We start at 9 if I'm working not from home, basically, and that's pretty much most of the days. And yeah, I start at 9, work until 6, come home. By the time I get home, it's about like 8 p.m. anyway. I just chill for a little bit, and then get back on working. And from 8 p.m. and then having to wake up the next morning, I don't have much time. I literally only have like 3 hours. So I just do a bit more work, because if I put a bit more work, I just beat the competition. And that's how I've managed to like just do quite well. It's just I just put the hours in, I just outwork people, that's it. And yeah, it's good. It's all fun and games, and then I realized, like, okay, YouTube has taken a little hit, meaning I can't really emphasize, like, I can't put so much hours in. I just simply don't have the time. So predominantly YouTube, I would spend most of my Friday afternoons, evenings, and the weekends just working on that. I mean, I think I've been doing really well. I've been posting, like, very frequently for this channel, but the main channel I haven't been doing too well. I'm taking that a bit more of a slower approach, but for this one, I'm very, very passionate and keen to keep posting every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. And I guess the problem I'm having is, how do you allocate time into your side hustle, or your thing that you're trying to grow, but then maintain a very high standard of yourself in your working life, and like to be the best? Because honestly, like, I think I'm gonna go into this a lot more detail in a future video, where I just break down the mentality and being like why I want to be the best and stuff. But it's helped me a lot, because it's helped me identify like my strengths, the way I kind of conduct myself, what really the things that I don't really like about what I do, and the things that I'm not too good at, which means I need to work more harder on to be better. So working really, really hard and longer has really helped me in that sense. And I can directly transfer those skills into YouTube, and into like starting a company where I know I can put in the hours, I know I've seen tangible results. I'm confident of my ability to focus and my ability to produce some quality work. The situation then becomes, okay, how can I balance so much time in becoming an excellent in one thing or maintaining excellence whilst putting so much of my time to grow YouTube? And it's difficult, and I think that it comes down to sacrifice, to be honest. There's a few things I can't do. Most of my weekends are just literally just me going to a coffee shop and working on YouTube and whatnot. I'm not really socializing but I'm not like like an antisocial person or anything like that. I don't block myself. I just socialize when I need to socialize, or like when I feel like, okay, it's time. But I know I can be obsessive now, and I quite like that. I don't know, even when I'm making this video, I'm just thinking of ways where maybe I can work around this. And I think now that I think about it, one of the things I could do is use Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday as just ways of really honing down on one thing, on one game, all right, on one CD, one disc, like I said, and just try and beat that game. And then in the weekends, I have to just take that disc out and put in the new disc, and then just battle it out on that. And I think that's the path I want to take along, and then eventually that should materialize, hopefully, depending on the YouTube algorithm. But at the end of the day, I think it's all about consistency. So if you're someone that is struggling with having a YouTube channel, growing that YouTube channel, but not just if it's a YouTube channel, it could be a side hobby, side hustle, like a business you're trying to grow, whatever, whilst maintaining a high performance output in general at something else. It can be difficult, but don't let that stop you. I then think it's all about the way you manage time, and I feel like if you can manage that time and still deliver on that output, Jesus, this guy is blinding me. Yeah, if you can manage that time and still deliver on that output, I think you can create another animal for yourself, and that's, I think, an incredible skill to have. I don't know, these are just my thoughts at the moment. Maybe it'll come clear in a few weeks' time. I'll catch you next time. Good luck.